Good morning. Good morning, Debbie in Trustville. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Susan Hall. Good morning, Marcia. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Angie. Good morning, Jennifer. It's like romper room. How's everybody doing this morning? Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Lindsay. It is a little bit overcast today, but it's nice. It's warm. Ooh, good morning, Alyssa in New Jersey. Ooh, good morning, Jamie, who spells it the same way I do. Good morning, everybody. So I'm so curious. Did you guys get a notification that I was live today like you did yesterday? Curious about the notifications. Good morning, Carrie. Okay, I hate these. What are they called? Sprinklers. Good morning, everybody. Curious about live notifications. Yesterday was great. And double check your settings on my page. Make sure you're following and you have notify me when page goes live. Make sure you have the notifications on. Good morning. Good morning, Ashley. Hi, Lauren. Anyway, good morning, everybody. So, super quick update on yesterday's recording for the Let's Talk podcast. I'm not sure if you guys have had a chance to listen to the first 2 episodes, but I'm so excited to be back in this chair with this microphone having these conversations. Oh, here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right. So I spoke to, hi, Tiara. I spoke to Belinda Carlisle yesterday for next week's episode of Let's Talk. And it is a conversation unlike anything you have ever heard from Belinda. This was not your average, tell me about the Go-Go's and, how did you guys come together? This was 2 women at real crossroads. I did my research with Belinda. I think she was blown away by the conversation. She sent me a beautiful message about how much she enjoyed the conversation. I don't think she was expecting it. I think she was expecting more of the same. How did you get into singing? When did you know you wanted to be a singer? Blah, blah, blah. No. This show is called, Viola, yeah, check and make sure the notifications are on. Hi, Carmen. So anyway, I think, I said to Belinda, my hope is that I can make you comfortable enough to get uncomfortable in this conversation. She was like, okay, sat up a little straighter. She's just beautiful and everything that you want her to be, but so honest. And at 63, at such a place where she understands that if she doesn't tell her truth, then what was all of this for, right? So I cannot wait for you guys to hear this conversation. Of course, I got to do some fun rapid fire questions with her, some fun Go-Go and Belinda stuff. I did not sing to her, though I wanted to so bad. I wanted to be like, ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Ooh, heaven. But I wasn't getting that from her. I was not getting that she wanted to hear me sing, which is fair, right? Totally fair. Hi, Shaza. So I want to talk to you guys about love language and apologies, going back to the conversation I had with Michael about Michael yesterday. So Michael, for those of you who did not see yesterday's coffee talk, essentially for the first time in 18 years of Michael and I being together, Michael cursed at me. Now, whatever the motivation was, I'm not here to decide. I'm not a judge or a jury. He says he was trying to be flippant. I say, I don't care. I'm your wife. Don't be flippant with me and call me a bitch. But whatever. Tomato, tomato. He sent me an apology over text that seemed to be very heartfelt. And then he did something that was very Michael. Now, I want you to hear this, okay? He was in New Jersey, and he was supposed to fly home last night on the 7 o'clock direct flight out of Philly on American. And what he did was, because I wasn't talking to him and I wasn't answering the phone for him because I was praying for grace, is he changed his flight. And he spent money to buy a new ticket on Delta where he had to connect just to get home at 5:15 so he could make dinner with me and the kids, because he knew I was taking the kids on our date night reservation last night. Because, you know, we always go to dinner on Thursday nights, but since he was going to be out of town, I was going to take the kids to dinner. And he knew that. So he flew home, changed his ticket, walks in the house at 5:30 like, ta-da! And all I could think is, yeah, ta-da, right? And it was sort of awkward. And I waited for him to come to me and look me in the eyes and give me this like meaningful, profound apology. And it never came. And then we were getting ready, me and the kids were getting ready to leave for dinner. And he was like, well, I'm coming to dinner. And I was like, oh, sure. Yeah, come to dinner. Of course. Right? And we got home from dinner last night. Olivia and I watched an episode of Gilmore Girls. Max and Charlie packed for a sleepover. Max was doing whatever. We're just like, whatever. And then I was like, I'm going to bed early because this weekend is so busy for my family. And I am doing most of it. And I have to replace all the stuff that was thawed out from my freezer fiasco. So I have a lot to do. So I was like, I'm going to bed early. I need to be lights out before 10 o'clock. So 9:38, he comes into the bedroom. And he brushes his teeth and he gets in bed with me and he like holds my hand, which is what we always do. And I think to myself, so no apology. Like, you're not going to look me in the face and tell me that you're sorry so I can feel like you're really sorry and we can put this to bed. And I realize, no, he's not. You know why he's not going to do that? Because Michael's love language is acts of service. And in Michael's mind, the apology, the grand gesture, was changing his plane ticket, flying home early, and walking in the house 3 hours before he was due to arrive. And that was his fucking grand gesture. I didn't ask him to do that. I was actually looking forward to having dinner with just me and my kids. I didn't need that. But then I realized my love language is also the way that I give and receive apologies. I'm very much a words of affirmation person. I'm very much the person who looks someone in the face and is like, I am really sorry for X. Michael is not. He is not that person. He's not comfortable with anything that is perceived confrontation. And even though it's an apology, it is too close to confrontation for his comfort level. He is acts of service. Look what I did. I flew home. I'm here. I did this for you. Okay, but I didn't ask for that, and that's not how I receive. Okay, fine. So what you have to do, I'm going up this hill backwards. You have to do, when someone's love language is different than yours, you have to understand that it isn't just the way that they love. Sometimes it is also the way they heal. It is also the way they apologize. He's an Aquarius. It is also the way they communicate. Love language is really the way somebody deals with people they love. So it's not just the way they show love. So you need to understand that when you get in a relationship with someone who has a very different love language than you, especially if their love language is 4 or 5 in your love language. You have to understand that. Acts of service for me is 4, is number 4. For him, it's number 1. Words of affirmation for him is probably 4. So we are pretty far away from each other in the love language. So you just have to be mindful of that when you are marrying someone. Because look, getting married is exchanging one set of problems for another. Period. I heard that in church yesterday, and it was a gospel. Okay? So just be mindful of that. And also, when people apologize in ways that you don't really, like to me, flying home early was not an apology because I didn't hear an apology. Because I need to hear it. I'm audio. I'm words of affirmation. For him, it was so obvious. Look what I did. How can you not know I'm sorry? I came home 3 hours early. What? I didn't ask for that. So, you ever feel like it's making an excuse for the no, not in my situation with Michael. I don't. I'm not saying people don't do that. I don't do that with Michael. No. But understanding the psychology of how Michael is comfortable to love has really helped me stay married to him, truthfully. Because otherwise, if I didn't really take the time to understand the psychology of how he loves and the way he shows love and the way he needs to be loved, y'all, we would not make it. We just would not make it because I don't need to be married bad enough. Like, I'm not the like, I need to be married girl. So, anyway, I also really wanted to tell Belinda Carlisle that her style in the 80s was like so mega for me. And like in Jersey, that big hair with like the neon. I mean, but it's so long ago. And like, how many times has she heard that compliment? I wanted to be different. And boy, did we take that conversation different. Y'all, if you have not listened to the Let's Talk podcast, I implore you, please, to go wherever you find podcasts. Just go to Apple, go to podcasts, the podcast app on your phone, go to Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, whatever. Just download it, listen, put it on while you're washing your face, brushing your teeth, while you're walking or driving, please. Because if I don't get my listens to 10,000, they won't let me keep going. And I really want to keep going. I love this project, and it costs you nothing. It costs you absolutely nothing to listen. And if you love me, maybe you'll love the podcast. Okay. Also, I'm being extorted for $5,000. I'm being extorted for $5,000. This is a story for another time, but I have to call my lawyer when we hang up. I'm just like, should I just pay it? I fucking hate extortion. It's such bullshit. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I love you, and I hope you have a great, great day.